Hi, welcome. I'm Adrian from Yum Yum Tree Fudge, and this morning we're going to be showing you how we make our most difficult fudge, our rhubarb fudge. So we're going to pop out into the garden in a few moments and start picking. So some people like to pull it, some people like to cut it. I like to cut it, make sure I don't damage the plant. Cutting right down next to the stem. Put a bit there, I'm going to chop that right off the end. It's a lovely bit of rhubarb. When you go indoors in a minute and wash that. Being careful not to take too much off. And if you find that you've got any flowers growing, as they come up we take those off as well because that stops the growth. Here we have with another variety. As you can see, the ones we picked before are green mostly. This one's red. Obviously that's going to have different flavours in it. Alright. So we can have a much deeper range of flavour in the fudge. We don't have enough here at home to make all the fudge that we need, so we've got friends and family, like Mark Glasswell donates his fudge and we swap his rhubarb and we swap that with fudge. And also we get a lot of ours from the local Field of Dreams in Thurston who grow it as well. So we don't want to waste anything. These leaves are amazing for the compost, so just layer those in there. It's actually one of the best things you can stick in your compost. There's a nice layer of that. And that'll do well. We'll go back into the ground next year. So what we're going to do now is give these a bit of a wash, just in case there's any grit on them. Keep them nice and clean. Put those into the sink. Wash down all of the length. Make sure the cut ends are clean. Pop those into there. So we're just going to have a final rinse. And make sure we get off every piece of grit in there, so make sure they're nice and clean. We're then going to take them over here and we're going to roll them out. We want to keep these nice and dry, alright, because when we put them in the freezer we don't want them to stick together. We freeze them because we want to break down the fibres. What we're going to do now is cut them into much shorter lengths, so if we do have any fibres in here that are a bit tough, they're all going to get broken down and they'll be really short lengths. So we've got all this lovely rhubarb chopped up. This is going to make roughly about 5 kilos of fudge. Alright, so we're going to pop that in the freezer. First of all, I'm going to put it in our little freezer bags. That will sit in there for about a week. Break down all the fibres, then we'll thaw it out and then we'll cook it all day long. So I'm here at Field of Dreams in Thurston. This is where we've got a lot of our rhubarb from, where we don't need anything. We've got all the fresh fruit and veg here. Here's Sue, who's been looking after it all, and they deliver out all over Suffolk as well, so you can order online there also. So we can't grow enough rhubarb of our own to supply all our needs, so we're down here at a local farm in Thurston at the Field of Dreams, and they have a lovely big patch, as much rhubarb as we need. Now back at the factory, we're going to put this lovely rhubarb into the freezer. We're going to leave it in there for about a week. That'll break down all of the fibres. And we're going to take it out again, and then we're going to cook it for about 6 to 8 hours. That gets all the moisture off. We pop a little bit of butter in there as well. Helps that cook. And then we're going to end up with this lovely pulp. Alright, that is packed full of flavour to make our most incredible rhubarb fudge.
Hello, I'm Millie and I make the fudge. I also come up with all the new flavours. Right now I'm going to put in the rhubarb into the fudge.
We're 24 hours later now and we've got this beautiful colour, nice firm fudge. It's been in the drying room all night. Most fudge will sit instantly. Ours takes about 24 hours because it's got less sugar. So you don't get those grains of sugar in there. It's nice and firm, but it's still a little soft. Now we're coming to my favourite bit. This is where we chop up the fudge and it releases all the flavour and aroma. With our fudge, you only need a tiny little bit like that to get the full flavour, because we use less sugar, more dairy and more natural flavours.